item number 13, which is the decision making in the interregnum period. We've got 2 periods of time. The last governing body meeting is, I think, on the 29th of September, and there are no committee meetings after that, to the best of my knowledge. If there are decisions to be made, then we need to delegate authority to make those decisions between the 29th of September and I think it's the 14th of October, when the official election results are called and the term of the existing councillors ceases. Now, it's in my mind that if there is a major decision, that would not be made by delegation and would require the calling of an extraordinary governing body meeting, and I think that would be the appropriate way to go. Equally, I recognise that effectively the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor are in the position of being a caretaker, in a caretaker role, not taking new initiatives, though tempting though that might be in the last week of office. So this would be things that would be done that were of a routine nature that needed to be done within that time frame, or if they were urgent, an extraordinary meeting would be called. From the 14th of October, I think, to the 22nd of October, when the new members are sworn in, that delegated authority goes to the Chief Executive, and I think that's been the past process. So I'm going to ask maybe Councillor Filipaina to move, Councillor Stewart to second the motions on the screen that basically outline what I've just said. So I'll just check with Councillors Filipaina and Stewart that they're happy to move and second.
Yes, I'm very happy for that.
Okay, and thank you for that. And if I can ask Warwick to make any further introductory comments that he deems necessary on this item.
Well, thank you, Your Worship. The only thing to add there is perhaps just to point out is just a bit of a copy and paste, as there's similar delegations were made prior to the 2013, 2016 and 2019 elections.
So the precedent is well and truly established, and tempting though it will be for the Deputy Mayor and myself, we will not be doing anything revolutionary over that period of time. Right, so I'll just check if there are any questions. I haven't had any registered so far.
Yes, I have. Well, sorry, not a question.
Councillor Stewart.
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to thank all the committee members that have been on the civil defence and all the staff. They've done a wonderful job. It's been a committee that I've really enjoyed, but I can hardly believe that this term of council's nearly over. I'd like to just say that civil defence and emergency, it is a committee that can't rest, because, you know, we have earthquakes and we have floods and we have a lot of things that happen that are out of our hands. But one thing at the moment, I'm working very closely with the Sushi Foundation. It's a non-profitable and non-governmental charitable organisation, and we've just reached out to the Mayor of Nelson to see whether the Sushi can assist. I've had a really long association with the Sushi going back to 1995. The Sushi have been very, very helpful in times of need. So far, I've been very extremely involved with them when they've assisted with Kaikoura earthquake and the Edgecombe floods. They gave $250,000, I think, to both of those, and they've also helped with the Newland floods when we had them, and they helped with the typhoon that we had. So I'm working really closely at the moment with them, and I won't be resting during the election period and the time. So I'm pleased to see that no matter whatever happens, that up until the 14th of October, when the election results are publicly declared, I'm very happy to be working on behalf of our council as the Chair of Civil Defence. Thank you.
Thank you. I will take questions and comments together since that precedent has been established. I will just mention very briefly, and maybe I could have mentioned it earlier at the meeting, I have been in touch with Mayor Rachel Rees and Nelson to offer the assistance of our council should it be needed. And in fact, we've had somebody from Auckland Emergency Management, I think, that has been three people who have been seconded now to help. And it is appropriate that when a region like Nelson has suffered in the way that it has, with so many people not being able to gain access to their homes and their homes red or yellow stickered, that we show that solidarity and we provide that support. So thank you for raising that matter, Councillor Stewart. The next question or comment is from Councillor Henderson.
Yeah, thanks. I will make it a comment, actually. It was sort of awkwardly phrased as a question. Look, I'm not sure, you know, Mr. Mayor, both of you and Bill are unfortunately out the door, and I think you make a really good point around nominating a chairperson of the committee of the whole. You know, we'll miss you both greatly, but I think there is wisdom in bringing someone else into that under B as well. I don't want to put anyone on the spot here, but I'm wondering if Chair Simpson would accept that, or whether we're actually nominating people in this committee, or whether we're doing that later.
We're not specifically nominating in this committee, and there will need to be a bit of flexibility depending on who's available, but be very happy to have the chair of the Finance Committee as a nominee.
Seems
I don't think we need to write it into the recommendation, but as a senior member, she'd be obviously a very appropriate person. Should she be available?
Of course, I'd be delighted to assist if needed.
Thank you, Desley.
Okay.
Right, I have the next person on the speaking list is Councillor Simpson.
Oh, thank you, Your Worship. Look, my question was really, I think we all are a team right up until the next team is put together. And my question to you was that should a decision have to be made, what is the process for advising other people on our current team about that decision making? Would we send an email around? I just, you know, it would normally, there isn't another meeting, so I was just keen to make sure that there was a good process so that everyone knew what the decisions were made, should they need to be made in that period. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if it's a minor decision, we simply notify people that this has been done, and I think that goes to the next governing body committee in the new term, which will be in November. As I mentioned in my introductory comments, if it's a major decision, you know, can't imagine what that might be, but it's potentially possible that a major decision would have to be made. Then there is provision to call an extraordinary meeting of the governing body, albeit in the middle of an election campaign, which you probably wouldn't welcome, but if it was necessary, I'm sure we'd all do it. Does that answer your question, Councillor?
It does. Thank you.